Hello everybody, welcome to Drawing A Clangen. This is vaguely the new layout what I'm gonna do for the clans in Clangen. I find it funny I had perfectly enough cats to actually make it work this way for the new layout. Here is episode 1 and 2's cats. Flame Speckles, Sky, aka this Micaiah Break, but Micaiah Break's becoming Sky. Which does mean I will have at least one character who has rosettes. But her children have always been labeled as spotted tabbies, so there's that. We got Pale Mound, Shade Star, Swan Star, which I will say, looking at Swan Star, they vaguely remind me of Khan. So they could actually become a kit of Khan. Granted, the only cat I know off the top of my head that will have kits with Khan is Moon. And there's potentially only going to be one letter, or maybe two. Also, my pens are not on the correct pen. Squirrel Shade. I'm very tempted to make her a kit of Slade. The issue with that is the ramifications of, I can't make her Slade and Claire's because Slade and Claire's are gonna die. Ignoring Stone for litter Stone's in, unless I'm putting in her a different litter. I could actually, technically speaking, make her a litter mate of Hawk. Technically speaking. Because, as stated, most of these characters I'm hoping to turn into Tales of Rhazie characters, even if they are just a background character. Stag Stage, Miss Soldra, also they would mostly get name changes. Let me fix this so I can actually grab it. Flame Poppy, who has nothing that says flame on them. Cat I labeled as Silo's daughter for some reason. Because I don't remember the reasoning behind it. Granted, I could see Silo having a kit. Also, when combining layers and whatnot to make this thing, I messed some stuff up, so if I recall correctly, I actually had to redo her bust. Hence why the ear fluff is not the correct color. Got Plume, who I think if I was to make an actual reference sheet with Plume, I would have one full body extra as a map maker for the markings, because it is kind of hard to see the slight other color. It's subtle. And this was, maybe this character will become Fog. Maybe. Which, Fog is the Soul's younger brother, if I recall correctly. Frank. If it wasn't for the fact they don't have ear tufts, I probably would make them a River Valley cat. Instead, they could be a random calico somewhere else. Hustler. Once again, if they don't have ear tufts, I can't turn them into River Valley unless I'm altering the ref sheet further. Dipple. I feel like Dipple would be a stray. I don't know why. Fur. More time passes, the more I'm like, I'm gonna make this character, probably, either a kit of Star or her brother Dune. Potentially. Doesn't have to be. Also, I will admit, I don't know what happened in my life to make me stop doing the underbelly markings, but that is rare for me to see these days. CC, I could easily make this character a Jace and Micah kit, because if I remember right, Micah's having kits with Jace. Momo, no clue who they're gonna be. Is a lot of these characters are just like, I don't know where I'm gonna throw them. Plus, they will have to get new names unless they're being put into the side colony of not part of the main plot, where I'll make a thing where the cats actually have rankings. Frozen could almost work as one of Heather's kits, except Heather's kits are only Heather clones, so this would have to be somebody else. The narrator, of course, is not gonna get the name the narrator, but I could see them existing as a background character. Maybe even as a feral, because that's a thing I might do. I might have characters who are feral, aka more instinctual than sentient. Can't I? I'm using my mouse to scroll, and it's not working with me. Keister Leaf, also decent. I could make them a frost kit. Moral. Why did I give you a diamond? What did you deserve to get a diamond? Even though it's not a true diamond. And then there's Larch Run. And then we click into what this episode is about. Episode 5. Where I put in the base colors just for simplicity's sake to make this a little faster. I am going to figure out where the line art is. Apparently I did not merge all the line art. Let me actually merge the line art so I can turn it off. Why? I did not do this smartly, clearly. This was also the last set of cats I had prepped, by the way. I don't think we'll be changing to the new template just yet for the next episode, because I'm still working on them, and I'm finding it's going to be easier to get the adults done than the younger cats. Mostly because I don't know how to draw kittens that easily. So that'll be interesting. Granted, I am trying to make it so the person who originally drew the line art that's not the bust can help me by showing them what I kind of wanted. Because I wanted more clear gender differences also. Because right now it's very subtle. Like, it's more noticeable for fluffy toms versus females, but, toms have a shorter tail. The Molly's is currently the biggest difference without going into fluffy. Meanwhile, for fluffy, the toms have a more defined, fetlock of sorts. And of course, chin scruffiness. Okay. I should stop delaying, and actually get into this. Let me turn the line art off. Actually, I'm gonna make markings a different layer, but yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say this is a quote-unquote partial spotted tabby. Okay, it looks like it has spots. I don't know if Clangen just does the ring tail or not for non-tabbies. I don't know. Okay, let me... The scrolling is my enemy. Actually, I'm trying to figure out how this works. I don't think this is actually a true tab he just spotted. We're gonna take some free liberties here. Because we can. Oh my god, if I could get my line art to work with me. I haven't done this in over a year. Did I pick the correct color? Huh. Check. Yeah, that's the correct color. I don't know why these look more bluish. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to fix the tint. Just a little. Because it's a bit too dark, if you get what I mean. Some vague color correction. It's fine. Trying to vaguely base this off what I'm seeing here. Actually, this should have gone to the freaking eye. Let's do this. This does make it look more unique also. And according to this bust, it starts after the scruff, roughly. Even though that might not be the most accurate way of drawing that in the spot, but it's fine. And to me, this cat has a somewhat spinal stripe. This, technically speaking, could easily become a hazel kit. Granted, Hazel doesn't have the saddle. Actually, how does that work? Yeah, it goes up the leg. And nothing on the paws. What's wrong button? Okay. Something like that. Casually just going to adjust. Not adjust. Wait, I can erase. I keep forgetting I can erase. This is why I put it on a separate layer so I can erase me. I can erase. There we go. Ooh, actually, let's do it that way. Okay. Which way are the rings going? Towards the tail tip. There. This episode is also to help me figure out how long it's going to take me to roughly do these episodes. Is another thing. Cream and gray and blue. I think that's an interesting combo at least. This could become a Cliff Valley cat. This could become a Cliff Valley cat. I don't think I'm gonna shove them into the Shadow Forest full of trauma. Granted, Cliff Valley is full of trauma too. River Valley's the simplest place, but they are the wrong, fur type. The only cats that can are the ones with tough fur, so this one, that one, and these two down here. Okay, let me get the eyes. I'm going to do some color adjustment because either way this looks like it's gonna go weird. The shades don't look like they would fully match if I was trying to darken. I might actually just go with this color and then go from there. Alternatively, I could turn this into Hazel's brother. Because I actually don't have a design for her new siblings / mother. And except the only actually I was gonna make those eyes purple if I was gonna do that though. Granted, this is purple tinted, so potentially, but no guarantees. I'll figure out characters who these will be later. Is more of a thing. It's partly because I'm making changes, and some of these changes might make it so I can't incorporate some of these designs immediately. Okay, and then I'm not doing their inner ear fluff that color because that's skin color. And the inner ear fluff is literally just fur for Tales of Rhazie, so we will not do that. So we'll grab this color and make it ever so slightly lighter. And voila. Well, one down, barely 20 minutes in, many to go. None of them are extremely simple, I say, as a few of them are kind of simple. Okay, Saki is... Okay, what I'm probably gonna have to do is just grab all the bases. To speed this up. Turn the line art back on. Okay. I think that's an interesting way to do it. Let me make this a little bit wider. Her tabby mark is connected to a mask. Wait, no. Technically speaking, how it looks. Is that how it me? I cannot tell. Like, I'll adjust these later if I have to. And this is partly because I'm trying to do this fast. I can do symmetry, but I cannot do that while I'm gonna have to select it the way I have it.
No.
What are you doing? Go to bed. Go to bed.
What's interesting is the Blackbird, you know, the other airplanes, they put a hose, right? And the hose takes air and they turn its meters. And the SR-70, the little truck, to start it. You see that black thing while you're looking at it? It's actually a tube that inside has a shaft. And it hooks up the thing and turns the fan. As if you were there sitting craning.
Not sure where I would throw this particular cat. Probably cliff of the light on, which I still need to think of a better name for it. Oops, not there. Because this coloration wise, if I wanted them to blend in a bit more with their groups, this would probably be best for there. Also, in regards to the Shadow Force, well, I do plan on adding characters to the group, because I'm adding them to all groups, because I plan to kill a bunch of characters off. I'm probably not gonna really use too many Clangen cats unless I'm willing to immediately murder them. Which really, the only cats I'm immediately murdering probably are the Rosettes. Granted, as stated, small chance a bunch of these cats just might be background characters for the Sanctuary, which I really should make the next Tales of Rhazie video in regards to each group. So maybe I'll do that with the same B footage or something. I don't know. Okay, is that heterochromia or not? I think it is. I think it's subtle heterochromia. Whoops, wrong button. Well, not wrong button, misclick. Why is that green? Ew. Go full gray. Okay, that would just make sure it didn't, you know, match. Like, this is the type of heterochromia I have fun doing to characters randomly, where really the only thing about the heterochromia that's there is their eyes are ever so slightly just mismatching. I feel like that's a fun type of heterochromia to do. Granted, I have no idea who any of these characters are going to become. For all I know, they're going to be elders. For all I know, they're just going to get murdered. Also, I probably should state this. I'm not a huge fan of green. Like, I'm fine with making green eye colors. It's just for base colors or real colors for Tales of Rhazie cats. That's the one little sparkle I will not go. Granted, most cats in Tales of Rhazie are actual colorations that are semi-plausible. Okay. You are a weird color. I have no idea why I made this cat fluffy. Yeah, that orange is too bright. Especially when I put it against this red. I need to recolor this cat. No. Go down in tone. Please. I had a feeling this was gonna happen. I was looking at the cat and I'm like, it's a bit orange. I just need to saturate you a little bit to work better with what I'm going for. Because otherwise, me trying to follow the coloration is not going to look good. I don't know why pixelated cats look better than different res of pixelation, I guess, but it does. Like, it could be where I'm clicking onto the quote-unquote red. Okay. Too bad I really is this. And I'm on the wrong layer. It's fine. Yeah, that looks slightly better. Now the cream is off, but that's fine. Cream is easy to fix. That's a bit too diluted. There we go. Granted, I don't know if that really changed. Things I don't usually give eyes to eyes. I really don't like it. Ugh. I'm very tempted to make that blotch right there just freaking a. Yeah, I'm gonna take some free liberty here, because otherwise I'm gonna be driven insane. like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna get this cat exact, unfortunately. And I really don't have huge time to fuss it. Are these temples? Things I don't usually give characters. Here. We're just gonna make it a little bit different. In regards to how it probably should be, but it's fine. Let's see, no colored scruff. But oh, that's definitely a look. Yeah, I might come back to some of these cats. Oh god, this episode's gonna take forever. Okay, let me get the cream. How did I do it on the top? Okay. Okay, this cat will actually work well for an example of how the adults are gonna work if I was to do that. For at least the toms, which this is a tom. Okay. No. It's not gonna work like that. Frick. I heard someone coming. It was Cinnamon. Distracted by my cat. This is not helpful. Okay, how the hell am I gonna do this? And then... that part's easy. And now the legs. I am gonna simplify. Cinnamon, I can hear you cleaning your toesies. She literally bites at her nails, and I can hear it. Driven insane by cat. Who would have thought? Uh... Trying to do this fast. And I keep getting distracted by the little things. Will I make a future episode where I go back and tweak the cats? Probably. At this point, that's a very much a probability. Because this is gonna take forever. There we go. Fix that. Maybe today was not the day to do this. But I'm getting it done. Granted, at the rate I'm going, I might actually have to record this in parts. I think I'm hammered by the fact that I know for a fact I need to do a Tales of Rhazie video probably after this. Because I've been putting it off. Granted, I don't know what I was going to do for one. That was the issue. Here, we'll have the original terrible orange right there real quick. Granted, the coloration just might look off on my end because I do have an OLED. So my monitor might be just making me think it's brighter than it is. But it also has color correction on it, so I don't know. I could be also just crazy. Why is your nose basically black? I don't have time to question this. Okay, air should be simple. I'm not doing the two-tone stuff that I can see of the gradient. We're just gonna grab the brown and make brown and white cat. This also could be like related to Hawk. How the hell am I doing this? Why is my brain immediately like this? Like, it's a simple shape. No. Well, if I was a cat, make a cat that looked vaguely like Hawk with only one color, it would be this cat. Not. And I'll make a mental note, hopefully, that this side does not flip. Granted, I think it'll be obvious given that I'm not doing this. And that little patch right there can see it that way. Wow, look how quick air is. Do that. And I'll just clean up this stuff later. Because I'm about an hour in. And I'm not very far. I think part of it was brain is like, who do I want these characters to potentially become? Well, needing to ramble about something random. And that's where we're at. So, I will clean this character up after. And this actually will be a case of I will use the ear fuzz is close enough. And that one's done. I cannot do the swirls. It's not properly. I might also need to change the tint of this. And once again, I will clean this up after. Don't like that. We'll do this. Part of this is I'm trying to do this quick. I will admit. Yeah, I need to change the color on this. The way it... So this character I might also tweak just... Oops, not like that. To the tone of the color so it looks more blue. Because it does look bluish. Okay, I'm actually gonna erase that because that looks bad. That looks so bad. Because, yeah, that would look better if it actually matched more closely to what it vaguely looks like. I don't know if the color picker is just being dumb or something weird's going on. And that's a pure white. Let me tone that down. So regardless, this is going to be stark. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna tweak that coloration because it does look vaguely greenish. And I'd rather that look blue. Or maybe even steel. Yeah, steel probably be better. I can look up that. I have characters who are legit the steel colors. So I will get that done. And this, I guess, kind of shows that I can either be quick or pretty slow at designing characters, depending on how distracted I get, or how much I'm struggling to figure out how I want their design to go. And these characters have a rough reference. Do you have any markings? Yes, you do. I might also just try to speed along and just do markings for the minute. I'm changing what this looks like. Because this is a very simple design. Because I only see like really 2 spots for markings. So we're gonna do it this way. I think that's okay for a very simplistic design. Yeah, I'm gonna speed this along by not doing the ear fluff. I'll do the eyes, and I hold off on the nose, just to speed this along a tad. And I'll go back and do it, and I'll show it off for the next episode. Along with any cleanups I did, or color tweaks beyond. Because we're an hour in, I'm only halfway. Granted, this cat's very simple too. I do know if I made this cat an adult, this is gonna turn to a marking. For marking wise, but that's stuff to get into when I actually get the templates done. That color might need tweaked, but I can do that as a quick tweak. AKA, I just want to change the shade. And well, because technically speaking the scruff does connect to the back of the head, we'll do this. So a little bit of the scruff connects, which is something I don't normally do, but it can happen. There we go. This is my way of trying to quickly speed this along. Let's do it this way. Okay. Is done. Now Shine Fern. The one cat who I really didn't need to do the base properly. I got the scruff mixed up a bit, but that's fine. Do need to grab this. Because I actually don't need any weight on the face. To me, it looks like this. And I'm gonna color that just because, for simplicity's sake. And then we grab the black or the darker blue. Oh god, it is black. Let me fix that to dark blue. Because one, I don't want it to be the same black as the liner, because then you can't tell. It vaguely looks blue. Granted, that could also be the freaking overlay thing here. And I'm going to have to do some fixes there because, yeah. Okay, actually, let me... I don't know how I want the striping. I think that will do for the tail striping. It doesn't look bad either. Okay, now I need to actually do the mask. Okay, the way I did this, actually, I do need to do the way up here, but it's fine. Also, this is not going to line up properly with how I did this to this. But that's my end. That's a mistake on my end for how I'm looking at this. how to do this. That's not how I did that. Something like that, I guess, will work. Something like that, I guess. Oops. I might tweak this a bit further, but this should do mostly. Also, this was actually one of the designs I was very excited to do, I will admit. Granted, I do like cats that are blue. Okay. Getting there. Oops, actually, that's not how that works. Once again, I have idea how this would look as an adult in a new form for adults, but that liner's not done yet. Because random fun fact, likely the current liner I'm using is going to become young adult. Or not young adult, it's going to become the new version for the adolescent. Casually use this mouse instead of pen because it's a little bit easier to color when there's no pen pressure. And this is a spotted tabby. And I will be drawing this as a simple spotted tabby because time and I don't want to draw all the spots. Because another reason to do this is, as stated, I think I've stated this before, I'm potentially going to do a comic for Tales of Rhazie. So actually keeping it simple, or simpler, will make it easier if this character ends up showing up a bunch or something. That, and I don't really draw extremely complex looking cats that often. And while I do normally draw cats symmetrical, it's nice to have a little bit of asymmetrical occasionally in here. And this cat's just gonna be splotched with lighter underside. Why are you this weird color? I ask. I'm just gonna do this to make life easier. I don't know why you're this weird color, but okay. I can live with it. Did I click the right spot? No, I did not. Very simple. And this probably will become a River Valley cat. because I do need to add to their population a bit. The groups that actually are going to grow the most out of, if people are wondering in regards to Tales of Rhazie, and I've seen the rough character count of over 300. Granted, a chunk of those are background characters of You're for the Family Tree. The rough planning is Cliff Valley is supposed to have so many members. Not everybody knows who's related to who unless they're a healer. So you may not know everyone particular. Some cats have better knowledge of who is important or whatnot. Outside of, yeah, this is the leader, this is the vice, and whatnot. Okay. I'm gonna keep this cat very simple, mainly because, as I said, I partially want to be done with this. Partially, I don't want to go overboard on some of these cats. Like this cat here, obviously, if I wanted to be more accurate to their design, I would probably use a brush to draw spots. And I really just don't want to overdo it. Because this cat's not a tabby or anything. They're just speckled. And I do think Clangen, to some degree, is more accurate to her actual cat designs. Which Tales of Rhazie scarcely is. Occasionally I use actual cat designs. I mean, the flood fill doesn't flood fill the entire area. Despite the fact there shouldn't be any reason for it not to. If you guys would rather me turn this into quote-unquote speed paint with suggested non-copyrighted music, let me know and I'll just do that instead of rambles. Yeah, some of these designs I just think I'm just gonna be very simple with, even if I'm not fully matching what I'm looking at. Like, there's certain ways I do certain markings constantly. Like, you see the eye marks. I usually do 2 or 3 of them. And technically speaking, once I get this one done, I am done. Outside of needing to clean these cats up. And given that I managed to not take 2 hours on this, I'm happy. Granted, it does tell me I might end up ahead of time prepping eye color and not just the base color. Like, the things that don't change for me, like the ear fluff and the eyes. Actually, yeah. Make it a little darker. I could almost make this a snowy kit, or snowy, but snowy, he already has a canon design that is only minorly tweaked, but this could actually be descended of snowy, technically speaking, easily. And I forgot the markings there. Okay. Because I have mentioned new templates and whatnot that are in the works, granted, my version is quote-unquote whip, no matter what, at this point, because I'm still trying to figure out how I want the species to look as they age. I'm going to quickly, once I save this, do this, and this one. Here you see I'm tweaking the template to make the genders look different a bit more. Like, males are gonna have a bit more of a lion's mane per se. Like, their scruff will become part of a mane for the fluffy ones, but the toms will have an underside like a lion. Meanwhile, the females are going to gain a ridge on top of their tail as they age. And then if I show the headshots, I can show you the progression of how it vaguely is going to work. Mostly flattened ears that are round ears. First starts more round than sharp. The young adult actually is going to change to the current template youngsters can change to the current young adult template. This is going to get tweaked because I'm now adding the ridge more noticeably. And yeah, nothing extremely huge. I just want it to make it so for the family trees, I can look at the family tree and be like, ah, yes, this cat's roughly this age. Since the family trees are gonna roughly expand as time go on. But that'll be for a Tales of Rhazie video. This has been a drawing A Clangen, and I will see you all in the next episode after I tweak some of this and get the next set of cats lined up, whether it be with the same templates or the new templates, if that happens. But I'll see you guys then. Bye!